Welcome back to ABCGH Spoilers channel. Today, we take a deep dive into the intricate web of drama, deception, and high-stakes confrontations unfolding in Port Charles. From deeply buried secrets and emotional confessions to criminal cover-ups and shocking betrayals, this week's developments will leave fans on the edge of their seats. So, grab your coffee, sit back, and prepare for an in-depth breakdown of what's happening with your favorite characters. Brooke Lynn's search for the truth takes a devastating turn. Brooke Lynn Quartermaine has been on an emotional roller coaster, but her latest revelation could change everything. After finally confessing to Lois that Harrison Chase knows everything, Brooke Lynn feels a rare sense of relief. She has been carrying this weight alone for too long. However, Lois reacts with sheer horror. This is not the reaction Brooke Lynn expected. Lois knows something her daughter does not, and she is desperate to keep her from the painful truth. Chase, ever the supportive partner, stands by Brooke Lynn's determination to find her baby, despite her not even knowing the child's gender. But the real twist? Brooke Lynn's baby is much closer than she could ever imagine, under the very same roof. The shocking truth about Giovanni Gio Palmera is bound to surface sooner or later, but when it does, it will send shockwaves through the Quartermaine family. How will Brooke Lynn react when she realizes the child she's been searching for has been right under her nose all along? Will Lois attempt to keep her daughter in the dark, or will fate intervene to reunite this fractured family? Christina's crisis of faith, a life-altering decision. Elsewhere, Christina Corinthos Davis is at a breaking point. She turns to her sister Molly Lansing Davis, her voice trembling with frustration and sorrow, and delivers a painful confession: she can no longer trust in the system. The justice system she once believed in has failed her, and this betrayal cuts deep. What led Christina to this moment of despair? Was it a legal case gone wrong? A personal injustice that struck too close to home? Whatever the cause, Christina is now teetering on the edge, faced with a monumental decision. Does she walk away from everything she once believed in, or does she take matters into her own hands? If Christina chooses the latter, the consequences could be dire. Vigilante justice is a dangerous road, and once she starts down that path, there may be no turning back. Alexis Davis uncovers a dangerous puzzle. Meanwhile, at the police station, the ever-resourceful Anna Devane has summoned someone unexpected. The urgency in her voice suggests that whatever she's uncovered is critical. But who is she calling in, and what game-changing revelation does she have to share? Simultaneously, Alexis Davis finds herself facing a puzzle that refuses to be ignored. The pieces are scattered, the clues murky, but Alexis knows one thing for certain: if she doesn't put this mystery together soon, disaster is inevitable. Could this puzzle be connected to the ongoing crime wave in Port Charles? Is there a hidden mastermind pulling the strings behind the chaos? As Alexis inches closer to the truth, she must tread carefully. One wrong move could put her directly in the crosshairs of a dangerous enemy. Dante's heartbreaking news shatters lives. Detective Dante Falconeri has been through his fair share of difficult cases, but this time, his job forces him to do something unbearable. He must deliver heartbreaking news, and it will forever change the life of the person on the receiving end. Is he breaking the news of a tragic death? A long-lost secret? A betrayal too deep to be forgiven? No matter the specifics, one thing is clear: after this revelation, nothing will ever be the same again. Dante prides himself on being strong for others, but even he may struggle under the weight of this moment. Who will be the unfortunate soul on the receiving end of his devastating message? Ava Jerome faces a ghost from her past. Elsewhere, Ava Jerome finds herself face to face with someone she never expected to see again. The knock on her door sends a chill down her spine. She isn't expecting company. When she opens it, her breath catches. Could it be someone from her past, a face she's tried to forget? Or is this an entirely new player in the dangerous game unfolding around her? One thing is certain: Ava is about to receive news that will turn her world upside down. Trina and Kai's connection strengthens amidst tension. Trina Robinson, still reeling from everything happening around her, decides to open up to Jocelyn Jacks about Kai Taylor. She's hesitant at first, unsure of how to put her feelings into words, but the more she talks, the more she realizes just how deeply Kai has impacted her. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Kai is standing up for Trina in ways she doesn't even know. Facing down a judgmental teammate, Kai refuses to let anyone speak ill of Trina. This small but powerful act of loyalty could deepen their connection if Trina ever finds out about it. But what obstacles stand in their way? Will outside forces tear them apart before they even have a chance to figure out what they mean to each other? Jocelyn's secret is eating her alive. Jocelyn Jacks has always been strong-willed, but right now, she's barely holding herself together. On the outside, she's trying to act like everything is normal, but inside, she's crumbling. The weight of what she did, killing Cyrus Renault in self-defense, is suffocating her. She tells herself she had no choice, that it was a matter of survival, but the knowledge that Jack Brennan cleaned up the crime scene only makes things worse. Brennan insists that authorities would never believe her innocence, especially since it was Dex Heller's gun that was used. Now, Jocelyn is trapped in a web of secrecy. She keeps replaying the moment over and over in her mind, wondering if there was another way. And as if that weren't enough, Trina is growing more and more suspicious. She sees the cracks in Jocelyn's facade, and she knows something is terribly wrong. How long can Jocelyn keep this secret? And if the truth comes out, what will the consequences be? Laura and Sonny's emotional connection. In the midst of all this chaos, Laura Spencer finds herself leaning on an unexpected pillar of strength, Sonny Corinthos. With her son Lucky Spencer in critical condition, unconscious and unresponsive, Laura is struggling to hold herself together. The cruel irony isn't lost on her. One child woke up, and now another has fallen. Life's twists and turns have never felt more painful. As she voices these thoughts aloud, Sonny listens, deeply empathetic. He knows exactly what she's going through. After all, he's lost a child himself. This moment of shared grief creates a bond between them, one that neither saw coming. But is this simply a fleeting moment of connection, or the beginning of something deeper? The looming threat of Cyrus Renault. And finally, Laura has one more reason to worry. She confides in Martin Gray, her voice tinged with fear. As long as Cyrus Renault is out there, no one is safe. Even in death, Cyrus's influence lingers. Could he have left behind contingency plans, or is there someone working in the shadows to continue his reign of terror? Laura knows better than anyone that the threat is far from over. Will she be able to stop whatever comes next, or is another disaster just waiting to unfold? Next. We have a lot to unravel, from shocking casting shakeups to behind-the-scenes drama that has fans talking. As always, Port Charles is brimming with surprises, and one of the biggest questions on everyone's mind is, what's next for Carly Spencer and Jack Brennan? Let's dive into the details. Carly and Jack's romance, will it survive the sudden casting change? Carly Spencer has never been one to shy away from taking chances in love, and her relationship with WSB station chief Jack Brennan was proof of that. The unexpected chemistry between these two characters had fans buzzing from the moment Jack entered Port Charles. What started as a tentative flirtation quickly blossomed into something much deeper, drawing viewers in with their undeniable spark. However, just as things were heating up, an unexpected twist behind the scenes left fans in shock. The role of Jack Brennan, originally portrayed by Charles Measure, has now been recast. While Chris McKenna has stepped into the role, longtime viewers are wondering if this switch will affect the natural dynamic that made Carly and Jack so compelling to watch. Can McKenna bring the same charisma and magnetic energy to the role that Measure did? Or will this casting change cool down the steamy romance before it truly takes flight? Why fans are struggling to accept the new Jack Brennan. The departure of Charles Measure came as a major blow to fans who had grown attached to his portrayal of the charming yet authoritative Jack Brennan. Measure's performance had a certain effortless charisma, his deep voice, intense gaze, and the way he carried himself gave the character an air of mystery and allure that was hard to resist. Adding to the controversy is the fact that McKenna, the new Jack Brennan, doesn't quite fit the original mold. Fans were particularly vocal about how Measure's natural Aussie accent added a unique touch to the role, making him stand out among the Port Charles elite. McKenna, while talented, lacks that same distinctive appeal, and audiences are struggling to adjust. Of course, soap operas frequently recast characters, and sometimes, new actors bring a fresh perspective that enhances the role. But in this case, it seems like the timing couldn't have been worse. Carly and Jack were just starting to gain traction as a couple, and now, with a new actor in the role, their future feels uncertain. The chemistry test that started it all. What many fans don't realize is that Charles Measure wasn't simply cast based on his resume, he had to pass a chemistry test with Laura Wright, who plays Carly Spencer. Executive producer Frank Valentini knew that the success of this pairing depended on an organic, electric connection between the actors. Measure nailed it, bringing an effortless charm that made Jack and Carly's scenes sizzle. So, does that mean Chris McKenna had to go through the same rigorous process? Not exactly. While McKenna is no stranger to soap operas, having previously appeared on One Life to Live, stepping into the role of Jack Brennan is a completely different challenge. Fans are eager to see if he can rise to the occasion, but many are skeptical. The reality is that chemistry isn't always something that can be manufactured, it's either there or it isn't. Will McKenna and Wright be able to recreate the magic that made this pairing so compelling? Or will this be a case of a promising storyline derailed by a poorly timed casting change? Why did Charles Measure leave General Hospital? For many viewers, Measure's exit came as a complete shock. The actor had quickly won over fans with his portrayal of Jack Brennan, and his sudden departure left a noticeable void. But what led to his decision to step away from the show? In a candid interview with People magazine, Measure revealed that he felt he was an old dog struggling to learn new tricks. The fast-paced world of daytime television, with its heavy dialogue and intense filming schedule, may have been more overwhelming than he expected. While he expressed appreciation for the role and the support of his fans, he ultimately decided that it was time to move on. Interestingly, Measure's comments suggest that he may have felt he wasn't doing his best in the role. However, fans strongly disagree. Many viewers have praised his performance as one of his best yet, making it all the more difficult to accept his departure. So, was this truly Measure's choice, or was there more happening behind the scenes? And more importantly, is there even the slightest chance that he could return in the future? Fans demand Charles Measure's return. The General Hospital fandom is known for being passionate, and this situation is no exception. Almost immediately after news of Measure's departure broke, social media erupted with fans calling for his return. While soap operas frequently bring back characters, sometimes even ones who have been presumed dead, there's no indication that GH has any plans to reverse this casting decision. However, history has shown that if fans make enough noise, anything is possible. Could we see Measure return at some point in the future? It's not entirely out of the question. If McKenna's portrayal of Jack Brennan doesn't resonate with audiences, the producers may be forced to reconsider. And if the chemistry between McKenna and Wright doesn't measure up, the showrunners might look for a way to bring Measure back into the fold. For now, though, fans will have to accept that the Jack Brennan they once knew is gone. Whether McKenna can successfully fill those shoes remains to be seen. Is Carly and Jack's relationship in jeopardy? The biggest question on everyone's mind now is, what does this mean for Carly and Jack's romance? With the original actor gone, there's a real possibility that this storyline could lose momentum. If the new portrayal of Jack doesn't resonate with viewers, the writers may choose to pivot, either by reducing the couple's screen time or breaking them up altogether.
This would be a major disappointment, as Carly and Jack's dynamic was just starting to gain traction.
Their relationship was a breath of fresh air. Something different from the usual recycled pairings that General Hospital often relies on. Losing that momentum now could be a serious misstep for the show. However, if McKenna can bring something fresh to the role, there's still hope. The key will be whether or not he and Laura Wright can establish the same effortless chemistry that made their characters so captivating in the first place. Will Carly and Jack survive this upheaval, or is their relationship doomed before it even truly begins? Final thoughts. Change is never easy, especially in the world of soap operas, where fans grow deeply attached to their favorite characters and actors. Charles Measure's exit from General Hospital has left a void that will be difficult to fill, and the recast of Jack Brennan has sparked mixed reactions from the audience. While Chris McKenna has a solid track record, he has big shoes to fill. His ability to win over fans will depend on whether he can bring the same charm, presence, and emotional depth to the character that Measure did. For now, we'll have to wait and see. Will Jack Brennan's new face change the course of Carly's love life? Or will this storyline fizzle out before it even reaches its peak? That's all for today's ABCGH Spoilers Update. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest twists and turns from Port Charles. Next, we delve into one of the most intense battles unfolding in Port Charles, the ongoing custody struggle for little Avery Corinthos. With both Sonny Corinthos and Ava Jerome fighting for primary custody, tensions have reached a boiling point. Each parent has their strengths and weaknesses, but at the heart of this conflict lies one critical question: who is truly the best guardian for Avery? Fans are split, emotions are running high, and the stakes have never been greater. Let's break down this dramatic custody war and analyze both sides. The feud that could rewrite Port Charles' history. Avery Corinthos has long been caught in the storm that is Sonny and Ava's turbulent relationship. Their history is riddled with betrayals, alliances, and explosive fights, and this latest battle over their daughter is shaping up to be one of the most intense yet. If this case were ever turned into a novel, perhaps Lucy Coe would be the perfect person to pen it. After all, it has all the makings of a best-selling drama: two powerful personalities at odds, a young child caught in the middle, and the ever-present danger that lurks in the shadows of Port Charles. But is a peaceful co-parenting arrangement even possible between these two? Given their past, that seems like a dream too far from reality. Their inability to find common ground could make things even worse for Avery in the long run. Will they ever be able to set aside their personal grievances for the sake of their daughter? Or will Avery continue to be the collateral damage of their never-ending feud? The double-edged sword of Ava's parenting. Ava Jerome may not have always been seen as the ideal mother figure, but over the years, she has undergone a remarkable transformation. From a ruthless manipulator to a woman who has learned the true weight of loss, Ava has fought to become a mother who puts her child first. Her supporters argue that she has been a consistent presence in Avery's life, providing her with a nurturing environment that contrasts sharply with Sonny's world of violence and crime. They believe that Ava, despite her questionable past, offers something invaluable: a mother's love, a desire to shield her daughter from harm, and an artistic, creative spirit that could help Avery grow into a well-rounded individual. However, Ava is far from perfect. Her name has been splashed across the headlines recently, tarnishing her already fragile reputation. Accusations of being involved in a baby's death have left her credibility in shambles. On top of that, she is financially struggling, something that could impact the stability she can offer Avery. So, does Ava truly have what it takes to raise her daughter without Sonny's influence? Or are her past sins and current troubles too much to ignore? Sonny Corinthos, the protector or the threat? On the other hand, Sonny Corinthos has always been a polarizing figure. As the kingpin of Port Charles's underworld, he is a man who walks the line between morality and ruthlessness. His presence commands respect, and his influence stretches far beyond his immediate family. For those in his corner, there is no doubt that Sonny loves his children fiercely. He is a father who has always emphasized the importance of loyalty, strength, and family. Many fans believe that despite his dangerous lifestyle, he provides a level of security and stability that Avery would not have with Ava alone. But Sonny's world is one filled with chaos and danger. His home was literally blown to pieces in a recent explosion, proving just how volatile his surroundings can be. Raising a child in an environment where enemies are always lurking is risky. No matter how much protection Sonny can provide, there will always be a target on his back. So, while Sonny's love for his daughter is undeniable, is he really capable of ensuring her safety? Or is his dangerous world a risk too great for a child to be raised in? The fans are divided. Who should have custody? As this custody battle rages on, General Hospital fans remain fiercely divided. There are those who believe that Avery should be raised by Sonny, arguing that despite his flaws, he has always been a strong and capable father figure. They see his ability to provide for her financially, emotionally, and even physically, thanks to his extensive security detail, as reasons why he should have primary custody. Then there are those who advocate for Ava, believing that she has fought too hard to prove herself as a mother to be sidelined now. They argue that Avery's best chance at a normal, happy childhood lies with her mother away from Sonny's criminal empire.